Let's open our eyes to the world that's around us. Science has the answers to the questions that have found us.
Malia Science.
Science.
Huh? Hey, Dad.
What?
This Bigfoot sighting.
Huh. I've seen Bigfoot. That's interesting.
Yeah, do you think it's possible that there's a Bigfoot living in our backwoods?
That's a good question. See, the key word there is living. It takes a lot to be a living creature. Well, let's investigate it. Come on, let's go hunt for a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Okay, gang, here we are in our backwoods. We're gonna stay out here as long as it takes until we can be sure if there is or isn't a Bigfoot living in our backyard. Remember, the key word is living. It's, like I said before, it's pretty tough to get into the living thing category.
What do you mean it's tough to become in the living thing category?
Okay, well, let's start off with how scientists think. We like to put things into groups. We like to put things into categories based on their characteristics. That way, when we find something new, we can tell, oh, well, look, it's got hair, it's warm-blooded, it has live babies, this must be a mammal. You know, so we put things into different groups based on their characteristics, size, shape, different things about them. But the very first category that something goes into is living or non-living. Not dead, that's different. Non-living things were never alive. They're all around us too. They're important parts of an ecosystem. Air, rocks, sunlight, water. These are all parts of our non-living ecosystems that living things use. And we'll see a lot of those in our next video when we're exploring creek ecosystems. But for now, we have to look at the living things. See, all living things need to react to their surroundings. Well, okay, you know, when it gets cold out, humans put on jackets, right? Otherwise we get sick. Plants tend to grow towards the sunlight. There are even some plants that they don't get enough sunlight, so because they live in rainforests, they developed ways to eat insects. That's them adapting to their surroundings. And also, all living, so I think, you know, a Bigfoot, he could probably adapt to these surroundings. Not a problem there. All living things need to take in nutrients. All right, they need to take in nutrients. That means stuff to eat. Okay, so, I don't know what Bigfoot eat, but I'm sure there's lots of stuff out here for him to eat, if he wanted to do that. So that's not really a problem. So let's look at taking in gases, breathing, or respirating. Yeah, there's plenty of air out here. No problem with that. Giving off waste. All living things give off waste. You know what that means. Sometimes it means going to the bathroom. But for like trees, it just means exhaling oxygen or getting rid of oxygen from their systems, which is their waste gas, but we need it. So there is no real signs in the woods. We would call that scat, of Bigfoot scat, but who knows? Maybe it just disappeared, or maybe it got buried or something. So we don't really know. I don't see any signs of that. But see, the big one is, the one that I have a real problem with there being a Bigfoot, is this. All living things need to reproduce and grow and develop. Which means there can't be just one of them. There would have to be a whole family, a mommy, a daddy, a baby Bigfoot that grows up to be another Bigfoot. And there would have to be a whole civilization of these Bigfoot. And for that reason, I don't think we're gonna find a Bigfoot, but who knows? I mean, we're still gonna try and go through all the steps because there wouldn't be just one. Living things have a lifespan and then they need to start all over again. So there would have to be tons and tons of Bigfoots living. Now, back to what you said, back to your question about living and non-living things. See, a living thing has to have all those characteristics. But, let's say, here's a common mistake people think. This living thing, this used to be part of a tree. Would you call this living or non-living?
Non-living?
Well, it is dead, but it's still in the living thing category. Yeah, I know, weird, right? It still goes into the living thing category. Even things that were alive and died go into that category. But living things can go to the non-living category. If I were to take this tree here and I were to chop it down and then I were to make a pencil out of it, my pencil, do you think it's living or non-living?
Non-living?
Right. The pencil is non-living. Once we produce something out of a living thing, you know, like our house is made of trees, but it's not alive, it is then in the non-living category. All right? So, we're going to go off and we're going to start our hunt. We'll be out here for a long time searching for Bigfoot. Let's go.
Yeah!
Okay, let's find a place. Boy, you know what? I don't see any signs of Bigfoot. Maybe if there was a cave or anything. Do you know where there's any caves?
Hey, what if we went to that Panama Rocks place?
Okay, let's teleport there. Okay, so no luck so far finding Bigfoot in our backyard, although we are going to do it tonight. We're going to stake it out tonight. But we just thought we'd run up here to New York to Panama Rocks and see if we can see any signs. Because, hey, there's some caves up here, and maybe he likes caves. So come on, Malia gang, let's check this out. We're going to see a lot of other cool science things here, too. All right. What do you think?
Let's get searching.
I don't know.
I don't really think a Bigfoot could fit in here.
That's true.
I can't really. Well, I guess I do have some wiggle room, but not very much.
This Panama Rocks
Is probably the place to be if you're looking for Bigfoot.
Here we are.
I don't know.
Oh, Lord. Dad, you're going to have to suck in your belly.
Oh boy,
Yeah, this part's gonna be a little hard.
that's true. Unless Bigfoot's really skinny.
Look, Dad.
I want to see.
Look at all these rocks.
Oh
This
my
is some
God,
serious.
You can barely fit. Don't make fun of me. I'm probably.
Not a time for claustrophobia, which is a fear of small, tight places.
Look, past there. I think it's an opening. Could be our way out. Hey, how did that get here?
Well, that's been here for a long time, 350 million years. But it was buried under a bunch of soil and sediment. So, and then in about 10, 15,000 years ago in the last ice age, glaciers came through and they drug all the top and loose soil away and uncovered all this giant conglomerate rocks, quartz conglomerate, in these really cool shapes. And that's why we could see them. They've been here, but they've been uncovered about 10 or 15,000 years ago.
Nice. Can you explain these holes?
Yeah.
What are they?
Well, it's sedimentary rock and it's conglomerate, so there's still weathering and erosion going on now. Yeah, if you look on the ground, there's a lot of this little dust, like little bits of loose sediment and quartz. That's just things that fell out of those holes from probably when it rains or a strong wind, or maybe even just people. You can cause weathering and erosion too.
Yeah, by stepping on things and.
Right. And this is loosely put together. You can see the layers everywhere,
Yeah.
because that's how sedimentary rock forms, is in layers.
Some are red and some are brown.
Yep. Very good. And here we go. This is why it's called quartz conglomerate. All these little pieces of milky quartz here have been pressed together over the ages to form these giant rocks. And notice that these are smooth. Where do you find smooth rocks like this? At the beach, right? But we are not at the beach. So, basically, that means that these were formed a long time ago when this area was way down by the equator, underwater, a shallow sea. And these were formed by the waves. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
here.
This is a pretty big cave.
This is totally a cave.
Yep. Any signs? No.
Oh, look at that tiny little hole.
Yeah.
That could be like yours, baby. Oh, that light doesn't.
Can you shine down?
Sandy.
Is there anywhere else to go, Roll?
Yeah.
Watch your head.
This is definitely like the cave that
Yeah.
Does it end right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's crawl
There's a
in.
white thing. Is that white? What's that?
Can I burn that?
You see that white one?
That's a huge spider and her egg sac.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to get some pictures of that. Hold on. Look it up here. Anything up there?
Nope.
Huh.
I have no light.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. I'm going to go and try and get some pictures of this cave spider
Oh, water's dripping.
and her
Water
egg
just dripped
sac.
right here.
Wow, this is a really good cave, but still no signs that anything lives in here other than these spiders. I'm going to get some pictures of them. No, we saw a lot of cool stuff there, didn't we? But no sign of any Bigfoot. Well, I guess our last thing to do is sit and try and be very quiet. Just kind of like if we were looking for deer, things like that.
Should we go up in the treehouse and watch from there?
We could for a little while.
Yeah.
Or we could just sit right behind a tree and hide. All right. We got we got a nice place to hide. Look for wild animals. See if maybe there's a Bigfoot out here.
Over here, huh? Maybe we'll see him.
You know, what other things do you think would be living in this forest ecosystem other than a Bigfoot?
Huh, do you think any deer?
Definitely deer. We saw some deer tracks.
Oh, yeah.
Squirrels.
Yeah, definitely. And then the most obvious one, you can hear them right now. Birds.
Yes, tons of birds. Rabbits. Tons and tons of insects and snakes. Probably a few spiders too. And the plants here too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely. You can see some right here.
Lots of plants.
Plants everywhere.
Vines.
Yeah.
Shh, I heard something. I heard something. Shh. Hide. 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 What is it? It's moving through the woods. Shh. Wait, come on, keep down. This way. This way. Do you hear it? I hope it's a deer. I could have sworn there was no such thing as Bigfoots. There would have to be a bunch of them. How could there be a Bigfoot in this area? Oh, come on, follow me. We just made a huge scientific discovery. This could be huge. Oh! Wait a minute.
Wait.
Mom, what are you doing out here?
Thought you guys might want a snack.
Oh,
You're hunting for Bigfoot?
well, could you at least worn a different pair of slippers? Well, guys, I guess that settles it. There's no Bigfoot in our backyard, is there?
Well, we did have some fun.
Yep. Hey, but that doesn't mean we should stop looking for things. There are tons of places all over the world that aren't explored. Rainforests.
Yeah.
There's tons of undiscovered species out there, plants and animals, but those will be fun to look for. But no, there just isn't a Bigfoot. Come on, let's go have some milk and cookies. Thanks, Mom. Well, that's the end of our first video. You know, I guess our theory is now that there is no Bigfoot living in our backyard based on the evidence that we found. Now, you know, hey, the great thing about science is we want to know the truth. If somebody shows us other evidence, we might have to change our theory. But as for now, based on what we found, no Bigfoot. We'll
Wait.
see. Yeah.
Wait, you said that you'd show them a real life Bigfoot at the end of the video. You have to keep your promise.
Oh, you're right. I did promise that. And here you go. A real live Bigfoot. And there you go. That's a real live Bigfoot. But you're saying, wait a minute, Mr. Howes, that's just a kangaroo. Yes, but the Latin name for a kangaroo is a macropod. He belongs to that family, macropod. That's Latin, macro meaning big, and pod meaning foot. So there you go, a real live Bigfoot. See you next time.
Hey.
Let's open our eyes to the world that's around us. Science has the answers to the questions that have found us.
Malia Science.